Hey y'all, I'm Bryan Reeves, Bryan with the Y Reeves. Just a few days ago, I was staying at a beautiful Marriott hotel with my fiancée, lovely lady Sylvie, when one morning there was a knock at our hotel room door. Now, Sylvie was in the bathroom getting ready, so I opened the door. Shirtless, wearing only pants. No big deal, I'm a man. It's my room, I didn't have a shirt on, so what? Now, a woman, probably in her mid-30s, stood before me in housekeeping attire holding a clipboard as she asked if I wanted service for our room today. And as I reflected on her question, quickly weighing the environmental costs of clean towels in my head, I held the door open and turned to look back at a messy bed. I'm pretty sure that's when the woman at the door began positioning her body to flee. She didn't know my fiancé was in the bathroom, and she didn't know me. All she saw was a shirtless man look at her, then look towards an unkempt bed in an otherwise empty room with no other exit than the one she was already standing at. Now, none of this registered for me until shortly after I closed the door. I can't know what was actually happening for her, but it quickly dawned on me as I reflected on our brief interaction that I could feel her hesitancy. I could feel a primal fear tightening her body as her shoulders subtly but unmistakably turned away from me and towards the safety of the hallway. Now, I'm a man, and a white one at that. I rarely experience this kind of fear in my body. But just the day before, I got out of an elevator, leaving a woman alone in that elevator with a physically large and imposing man that I know she didn't know. I wondered if she felt that same hesitancy and fear in her body. When I share all this with my lady Sylvie, she sighs with such a deep personal knowing that tells me this is the common everyday experience of many women. Of course, I already know this, growing up with 3 beautiful sisters and working in the relationship coaching field for many years. In fact, one of my sisters recently told me through anguished sobs that she rarely feels safe in the world. Still, it hits me particularly hard whenever I feel it myself, viscerally in my body like I did that morning a few days ago. I know women routinely experience that primal fear even in our evolved society, and it pains me deeply. But mine is the pain of compassion and empathy and a heart longing for a different world for someone else. I can't imagine being a woman who has to live the ongoing pain, paralysis, the endless consequences of this everyday fear. So men, I encourage you to reflect on the reality that there's a great likelihood your mother, your sister, your wife, daughter, girlfriend, female friend, lady boss, or employee or colleague, or simply the woman across the way experiences this fear regularly. She may have learned to cope with it, ignore it, numb it out, fight past it, transform it, live beyond it, or trust it only when warranted, though how can she ever know for sure? Because statistically speaking, women are in far more danger from the men they know than the ones they don't. And the one thing that we men get so wrong about the Me Too movement is that it isn't just about isolating a few bad men who overtly aggress upon women. No, this is an entire zeitgeist, an awakening to the reality that women live with every single day, even in the midst of so-called good men. For in our shared reality, a woman can never know for sure whether a shirtless man who opens the door to his hotel room just wants to answer her question and leave her to her business, or whether he's about to forcefully yank her into an experience she does not consent to, even if only an uninvited advance. So men, I encourage you to seriously consider this, because truth be told, there's actually no way to ensure your presence never causes a woman to feel unsafe. For despite even your best intentions, many women will bring a lot of past painful experience into your presence, whether only for a brief moment as strangers in an elevator or for significant duration in a long-term intimate relationship with you. But just know this, that most every woman has been exploited, demeaned, dishonored, and dismissed by some man or men in some way before you ever showed up. And the pain and fear she felt then is almost surely still lodged deep in her being, like invisible shrapnel that still burns hot to the touch. And your job isn't to convince her that it isn't there. Your sacred duty, should you choose to accept it, is to simply notice when a woman's pain, when her fear reveals itself through her body in all the ways it might. And when it does, be loving, be patient, and hold her up strong, if only in your thoughts, so that she may experience even just a little bit of healing and regain a little bit of trust, so she can relax in her mind and in her body, even for a moment, through the gift of your presence. Because that's what this world so desperately needs. Women lit up in all the myriad ways that make them so radiant and brilliant, and such a gift and return to us. I'm Bryan Reeves, Bryan with a Y, Reeves, and if you want to learn more about transforming your life, transforming your relationships, in the service of transforming the world, go to bryanreeves.com/blog, Bryan with a Y, and subscribe, and I'll add you to my Love Magic Tribe, a community of thousands all over the world, working to change the world by changing ourselves and changing the way we do intimate relationship with another. Please share this with someone you know needs to hear this message, and share your experience in the comments below. And if you see someone sharing something painful in the comments below, and you have medicine in your heart for that person, then please speak up. The world needs your voice too.